If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
It was all happened in Baltimore with the elimination, if you will, at the end. Too much made of was there too much made of the dugout stuff as it relates to the winning and the losing, or was it really a lack, or was there a loss of discipline there?
No, I don't think there was too much made of the event, the drinking and the other stuff. The fact that it became an issue, the fact that the players allowed it to become an issue, to me made whether they did or not irrelevant. There was not a leader on that team to stand up and say enough. And the fact that that didn't happen either on the pitching staff or on the everyday team.
Someone to say, as they saw it, you mean, to say, guys, what the hell are we doing here?
As they saw it, clearly it was more than just a passing fancy.
Right.
Because the response, short of, oh my God, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, to me means that it happened to some degree. That there wasn't a player in uniform to stop it, that's the kind of thing you get in fistfights with teammates about, right? Mm-hmm. And it happens all the time. All the time. There's always little things that happen behind the scenes. You have guys on winning teams that make sure that doesn't happen. And in the past, on teams I've been on, whether it be, I mean, I can tell you right now.
You would have been the guy at one point to put somebody up on the
my
wall,
pitching
right?
staff would have never ever been a part of something like.
Right.
We goofed around. We did a lot of stuff. We're pitchers. We have a lot of idle time.
Right.
We spent time in the clubhouse goofing around and having fun. But at the end
playing
of the day,
games.
But at the end of the day, we did that because we were good and we were winning.
Right.
And that person not existing on that roster kind of caught me off guard a little bit.
The way it all unfolded at the end, and obviously they made some changes with Bobby Valentine and all that, but let me ask you this, because I talked about this a lot in the Indians back in '07, I guess, so the team that comes to mind, up 3-1, Sabathia pitching at home, and they sort of never recovered from losing that. Is it going to be hard for the Red Sox to recover from the way that all happened, or did the 4 months off and spring and the warm weather have a way of just kind of erasing it all?
You know what, a lot of it's going to happen. I think Bobby has done a phenomenal job, given a really kind of, I think, challenging hand. But you know, those things are what you make them. I'm an eternal optimist, so you know, I would probably be the guy that showed up with a 6-pack of beer and a bucket of chicken on the first day of spring training this year, just to get everybody to laugh and shut the hell up about it and move on. I don't know. The only way they get past it is winning. Boston is since 2004 has changed. The expectation is World Series or bust. But I will tell you, watching that game at the end of the year last year and flipping between that and the Tampa game, it was one of the, in hindsight, one of the greatest days in baseball history.
It all changed in 90 seconds.
Everything, that whole day though, just the way the games were unfolding.
Right.
The Yankees are up 7-0 on Tampa Bay. It's like, oh, there's no chance that's going to happen.
Right.
It's just over. And then just the way the Red Sox played that, and Papelbon coming out, and now you look back on his last game is in the uniform. I mean, it's just the way it unfolded was absolutely breathtaking and amazing for the game. I was sorry that some of my teammates were caught up, former teammates were caught up in that. And it ended the way it did, but at the end of the day, I always believe you get what you deserve at the end of a baseball season.
Going back to, you obviously won other titles, but going back to this one in Boston, which was the one that everybody had been waiting for. There were grandfathers that were able to literally lay in their bed and move on to the next, to their next life, and said, I finally saw the Red Sox win the World Series. Just kind of talk through because obviously it happened in crazy fashion with the Yankee series and all. Was there ever a point where you guys said, all right, what the hell, we gave it a nice fight, we're down 3-0 and that, I mean, there was never a moment where you ever felt that?
No. I think that one of the reasons we did come back was that the season that we had and we built up this entire year to be different than the previous 86, and all of a sudden we're down 3-0, and it's like, wow, really, this is going to be over in 4 days? There's no logic to this, right? I have always said, the big saying, one of the things that came out of the season was, why not us? And we're sitting there talking about being down 3-0, and I was talking to the guys before a game and talking about how this was going to have to happen. It was going to come down to one pitch, one inning, one at bat at a time. And if 25 guys, that collective group, could figure out how to focus on the pitch in front of them, we couldn't get beat. And if you look at the way those 4 games evolved, that's exactly what we did, and that was why.
Well, you're almost done in Game 4.
Well, yeah,
eighth inning.
It was every pitch of every at bat of every inning from after Game 3. We played as focused baseball as anybody I've ever been. Anything. I've never been around the team that focused like that. It was really. It was. I don't believe in, everybody's talking about the Patriots and Giants and the last matchup in the Super Bowl. That is such a trivial thing in situations like that. I think it almost has nothing to do with it in motivation, except that was the only event I'd ever been in that was impacted by it. We were down 3-1 to Cleveland. We were sitting here and saying, hey, listen, we were here. We were almost in this exact spot, 3 years ago. Sure. Here's what we did. And we actually applied that and learned and went out and executed.
3 years ago, though, you turned it over to the great Derek Lowe in Game 7.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
He's got a man crush on Derek Lowe. It's well established.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.